stuff's not working. There we go. We're back. Turn my camera on. Oh, it's so pretty. It looks so much better. I need a green screen now because you can't ignore the crap that is behind it.
It's true.
You really just can't ignore it anymore. LOQE, how you doing?
Hi, Kiwi.
Turn that down, turn that down. Everything's good to go. It is podcast time, everybody.
How's
It's
it going, everyone?
I'm doing great, Kiwi. How are you doing? You're doing great. Hey, it's Mango as well. What's up?
Hey, Mango.
So I will say is we're down to 2 hosts for the time being for the podcast. Soul has some other life stuff that he is taking care of for the time being.
He's off
So
to LARP.
he's off to LARP. He's off on a new adventure. Let me close this door. Yeah. So for today, Kiwi, you're so sweet. You're a nice person. Nicer than me, at least. Oh, need to not do that. Okay, so no, nope. There will be no Kiwi slander in my chat. So to start off today, I didn't really have so I do actually have a topic, but I kind of have some visual stuff to go with my part of the podcast for today. So
Okay.
I'm actually gonna let Angie start us off today.
Alrighty. I had a topic. Video games as live action entertainment. I was inspired by the new Final Fantasy XIV commercials. They are terrible, awkward, and universally hated.
They're bad.
They are really bad, and people just absolutely loathe them. And basically, what it is there's generally this one lady that goes around in real world situations, um, and like in a gym or whatnot, and says, uh, you're not getting the real good free trial here. The real good free trial, instead of watching, giant Mc musclehead here get an aneurysm, is playing Final Fantasy 14 from level 1 to 60. And anyway, that just kind of got the wheels turning in my head. Has there ever been a good live action adaptation of a video game in movies or TV or even
Okay.
commercials?
Okay, I will say the Monster Hunter movie. If you haven't played the Monster Hunter games, it's a good movie apparently. I
So
played
if
the
you haven't
Monster.
played the games, it's fine.
It's fantastic. It's great. But we all those Sonic movie is pretty good. No, it's not. No, it is not. I'm just it's just okay. Jim Carrey can't just care okay, so this is say this is the actual substance in the movie. Okay? Here is
Okay.
Jim Carrey's performance
Uh-huh.
carrying that substance. Otherwise, the acting is great. The acting was amazing. They all played the characters they needed to, but the pacing, the plot. I mean, yeah. Jim carried the movie precisely. So, ultimately, I don't know if there's an actual good adaptation that you're going to please the fans and the casuals. I think that's a really hard thing to sell.
I might have to go real quick. All right, never mind. There was a fall downstairs, and mom says she's okay. So
Oh, well, friend said new Mortal Kombat movie was good. Is good. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet. Doing good, just a little nervous about later. Depends if you're looking at it as a game reviewer, looking as a movie goer perspective. Okay, yeah. Oh, I hope it shouldn't be too bad, Kiwi. I'm sure you'll be okay. But what? Yeah, it
Yeah.
comes down to between are you going as a movie viewer or a fan of the game? This is why, specifically, I think the Borderlands movie is going to be shit, and it's not. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna go and pay to watch it. I'm just not. Their casting choices are great, kind of. Not really, actually. I actually kind of hate the casting choices. Um, they're all terrible. Like I don't.
All
I'm
right.
really bothered. Who is it again? I think it's Jamie Lee Curtis is playing Tannis.
I mean, I could see that on a certain level.
Yeah, but like I don't think she could do Tannis at all. All I know is Jack Black plays Claptrap, but that's all I know. That is an excellent casting choice
Yeah.
because as much as I love Jack Black, he can sell an annoying character very easily. It is not hard for him.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
Claptrap is
Oh yeah.
the most annoying fucking character in the games. Now, taking like a Disney star for a Tiny Tina character as well, that was questionable. Very questionable. Um, and then there was Kevin Hart as Roland. No,
What?
no,
No.
no,
No.
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 Roland is literally the only serious character in this series. And they get Kevin fucking Hart to play him.
Kevin Hart doesn't have a serious bone in his body.
He does it. He makes fun of his own life event. Like he literally made a whole comedy sketch about him cheating on his wife and it ruining his life. He can't take shit seriously. Like I love Kevin Hart. The dude's hilarious. But no. He was a terrible choice. Like like honestly, I would have preferred Vin Diesel playing Roland over Kevin Hart. That's because Vin Diesel can at least be serious, but Vin Diesel's also a terrible choice for obvious reasons. Um, though so okay, let's pull up the whole cast. So as thus far
Okay, let's do this.
Borderlands movie cast: Kate Blanchett as Lilith. Fuck no. Sorry, no. Um, The Rock actually could work, but again, it's a degree of seriousness that a character can take. Kevin Hart as Roland, Jamie Lee Curtis as Tannis, Jack Black as Claptrap. Okay, so here is the actual other casting choice I agree with. Olivia Richters as Crom.
Olivier Richters. Yeah.
Haley Bennett, I don't know who she's playing. Florian Montaneau as well as Krieg. He's a madman. Florian is crazy, so he'll do just fine as Krieg, as long as he accepts the fact that his character does not actually have he doesn't think. He's crazy. Krieg is crazy. He's the craziest one out of them all. So as long as he doesn't if he says anything coherent, I'll hate the movie. I'll just say that right now. Everyone else can have a great performance, but if Krieg says something that makes fucking sense, I'm out. Who is this?
Janina Gavankar.
And she's playing Commander Knox?
Knox.
And then Edgar Ramirez is playing... It just says Atlas.
It just says Atlas.
But if I'm not mistaken, Commander Knox is a guy, right?
Eh?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that the fact that she's a woman that she can't play the character right. I'm just saying that the dude's a misogynist.
I mean,
and then Ariana,
you don't have to be a guy to be a misogynist.
That's true. His internal monologue makes sense so long as that. I guess honestly, the thing is though we're not playing it from the perspective. It's not from the perspective of Krieg, so we shouldn't hear those coherent thoughts. Wait, is this Borderlands 2 or 1? This is just a Borderlands movie. But it takes place in Borderlands 1 because General Knox is, or Commander Knox is still alive.
Yeah.
His internal monologue makes sense as long as yes. Okay, that just say that today is a good day, so you can do this. Rainbow tastes like oranges. Okay, not quite. You can try again later. Like that right there. If we hear, if we go into a first person perspective for Krieg, right, and we do hear that inner monologue, that's fine. But also understand that that internal monologue was not even, it's not even constant. The way that they explain it in game is that the crazy man took over. He is dominant. The little man very rarely gets a chance to even talk. The little man.
That's true.
So
Yeah,
like it's
you
gonna
gotta play
be
the Krieg DLC.
yeah, like yeah, you have to play it to understand what we mean there. Ariana Greenblatt as Tiny Tina.
I can see it just from the pictures between them. I can see it.
But Tina's not, in my opinion, I don't think someone young should play Tina. For obvious reasons. Tina's a fucked up character. Like, not obviously. Like, it's, I mean, it is obvious, you know, obsessed with explosions and whatnot, but like, when you go through, I think it's Tiny Tina's, the Dragon Keep DLC from Borderlands 2, you get a lot of insight on Tina, and how her mind kind of operates. That can be really scary to have someone who is seemingly so young play that character. Honestly, I would prefer that this was an animated movie, personally. Because there's a lot of issues that can come into production with the characters, like the character choices, minus Kevin Hart, get him out of here. Everyone could voice act these characters. You know, it wouldn't be hard to voice act them. But these characters do have mannerisms you see in their idle animations and whatnot that kind of just define who they are. You know, it's more than, you know, acting is more just, you know, can you say the lines right? It's can you characterize
the head, you know.
Yeah, the Jamie Lee Curtis, that's why I was kind of like, she has a very wide range, so she might be able to do Tannis, but again, you have to get into the mindset of these characters.
If Jamie Lee Curtis, she can do anything.
She can. And this is gonna sound maybe kind of just like bad or mean. I really don't want an old person. I don't want old people playing my 20-year-old characters, because there is an ignorance to these characters that you just don't get when you are when you're that old. It's going to be really hard for them to, like Tannis. I don't know where where they're going to be in this story, but Tannis might still have that wanting to trust people. You know, like, because you can't, if you're going to make a Borderlands branded movie, you do not move away from the events of the characters. They cannot make this a whole, well, this is just the characters in another universe. No, don't fucking do that. That's a cheap escape out to explain your shitty writing. If they're making an animated movie, why not get the OG voice actors? Here's the issue with getting the OG voice actors. There's a reason, I learned there's a reason why Lilith is no longer in the Borderlands series. A lot of these characters left the series. I believe so. I mean, yeah, you could get them, but I do think having that twist is good. I do think that's good, having other voice actors outside of from the games, because again, Montagneux can be an amazing Krieg, because he's got like kind of like that build, that mindset, and dude's kind of unhinged. If anyone has seen that dude fight, I have. He's crazy. Like he hurts people.
That's a good, yeah.
I just actually thought of a really good live action adaptation. It's just old. The old Mortal Kombat's.
Oh yeah.
Like the original Mortal Kombat movie. The first one was good.
Mortal Kombat movie. It was a trip.
It was a trip for sure, but it was actually a good adaptation because they stayed true to the characters. They stayed true to the character, the pacing.
Yeah.
Didn't matter for those movies because it was an action movie. It just says, hey, let's just have a bunch of people kill each other on screen, which is what Mortal Kombat is. It's a gore fest. But there's the martial arts aspect. I've heard a lot of people critique the new one, so I'm assuming you didn't like Detective Pikachu either. No, it was shit. That CGI was horrifying. I had nightmares. I'm not gonna lie.
Jeez.
Though it was endearing. It okay. I will say it was endearing for sure. I loved it. I loved a lot about it. It felt one. It felt just like a grab to capitalize on the popularity of
Ryan
uh
Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds and
Well,
Pikachu.
Ryan Reynolds is a national treasure, an
He
international
and I was
treasure.
about to say he's Canadian.
Yep.
But the issues I had with Detective Pikachu was again the way it was paced, it was written. That was just a fucking cash grab. Yeah, they were just like, oh, Jigglypuff. Oh,
Oh.
oh, oh. It's supposed to be
Okay,
cute.
somebody clip that reaction.
It's gross. Um, but so again, I when I go to watch movies, especially as fans, when I go to watch these movies as a fan of the series and as a movie lover, I'm heavy on the critique because we see a lot of lazy writing nowadays, and you see something as popular, these fat cats in Hollywood see that things are popular in the gaming industry, and they're like, oh, we want some of that, we want it, and we don't care how we get it, and they're fucking lazy. They hire the worst writers, the worst directors they can, and they go cheap on it, and then they don't give a fuck about if it does well or not because people are going to go and watch them anyways. Ludicolo, Charizard, few others. Ditto was nightmare inducing. Ditto's supposed to be, though. Realistically, Ditto's supposed to be terrible to look at. It's a vor. Ditto is like vor in itself, and that's just not okay. But I honestly don't agree with these adaptations that aren't true to what the fans loved. If you don't have the original writers coming in and directing it and guiding the entire fucking process, don't do it.
I had to.
No, that's going on TikTok. I don't even care. Um, but it's horrifying for me. It's been horrifying this entire process of wanting a really good like Pokemon movie, Mortal Kombat movie, Borderlands, Sonic. Like I loved them. I loved each and every one of those games growing up, and they just shit on them, dude. Like I hate movie going. There's no movies that are really worth my time or energy nowadays. TV shows are getting
Yeah,
better.
TV shows are getting better.
We
Yeah.
are in a golden age of television, y'all. Like it is awesome. And I'm a huge comedy fan, so like I've been watching Superstore lately.
I'm not actually. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not a movie guy at all. I used to be a TV guy, like a scripted show TV guy, but now I just kind of watch Food Network and HGTV
That's
and
fine.
call it a day. Um, but I used to watch a lot of scripted TV like 24 or
Her
like
24 was really really good.
I started in season 2 and it was just a like pedal to the metal ride back
Okay.
then, man.
Actually, if we're gonna move to television real quick, I want to say movies
Yeah.
like Green Arrow or shows like Green Arrow, The Flash isn't good. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh, CW shows? Yeah,
The
no.
CW, actually, I liked Green Arrow though. I really liked it. I loved that iteration
Yeah.
of Oliver Queen. That's why, because the CW shows are crap. But honestly, let's be honest here. There are only a couple of good Marvel shows or TV shows on Netflix. Luke Cage, The Punisher, and Daredevil. They're they were the only good ones. Sorry.
Jessica Jones was a case study in kind of PTSD, wasn't
It
it?
was it was like so Jessica Jones. I loved the Defenders of New York, actually. I love that. I love their comic series. Their run was amazing to me. Jessica Jones was pretty okay. Iron Fist was awful.
Iron Fist was
It
awful.
was bad. It because okay, and I'm just gonna touch on this real quick because it was like
Right.
the perfect example of white privilege kung fu, and that's where I'm gonna
Oh
leave it.
god,
White
yes.
privilege kung fu. That's all I'm gonna say about Iron Fist. Um, but then we move to like Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones was so Luke Cage and Jessica Jones are two of my favorite like not super powerful like C-list heroes. I love them. The way that what they did to Jessica Jones though was it was horrifying but in the right way. The actress captured Jessica Jones perfectly. But but it missed the point of what Jessica Jones is. What's up, Canuck? How you doing, buddy? Jessica Jones is supposed to be one of the worst cases of PTSD that you see. She's supposed to be a raging alcoholic, promiscuous as hell, and they kind of got that, but they like over sexualized the character. You know how many ass shots she had, dude? Like it bugged me, and I'm an ass man. But I'm like,
Jeez.
I'm trying to watch, like, my nerd brain took over, and I was like, I'm trying to watch this. I love the psychology of it. I loved all this, but I love David Tennant. I love him.
Tennant's the best.
But him as the purple guy, or purple man, or whatever,
The Purple Man, yeah.
they didn't give him the writing that the character needed.
I thought he was amazing.
He was good. He could have been better though. He was restricted by the writing of the character. The Purple Man is a righteous bastard. There's nothing sympathetic about him. The manipulation, David Tennant knew a little too well. I feel like I'm like, buddy, that's a little scary that you did that well. David as the Purple Man, it was good, but the Purple Man, for those who read the comics, does a whole lot worse. And the rating of the show restricted and the writing of the show restricted. The fact that they wanted teenagers and kids to watch it actually draws back the intensity of that villain role, because that villain himself is a lot worse than than they made him to be.
You have to keep it accessible for folks, though.
I feel
that's the trade-off.
That's fair. It just, there was a lot of restriction because like I came into this like I sympathized with David Tennant's Purple Man. And I hated that, which is part of the job, which is part of the role, is to manipulate not only the characters but the audience. But he's supposed to do it a whole lot worse. In fact, the Purple Man, so the thing about the Purple Man is he has a silver tongue. It's not just the fact he could tell people what to do. It's the fact that he gets people into those positions just by being charming, nice, and this wonderful guy. Yeah. And they made him out to be a bastard out the gate. There was a lot lost, I feel, by the writing. And that's what I'm trying to get at there. Okay. Is like, for newcomers, people knew that he was going to be the villain out the gate. They knew he was going to be the villain. Right. Jessica Jones probably would never have mentioned the purple guy to anybody because he was that traumatic to her. But the fact that they wrote it as you know who the villain's going to be, you just don't know how he's going to come through. That takes away from the power of the Purple Man. The Purple Man can go up to anybody from anywhere, no matter what, and he will charm them. They will love him. They will think he's the greatest, and he'll go have them murder their parents just because he's bored. That's the Purple Man for you. He's one of the worst people in the entire Marvel mythos. Like, he is terrible, almost as bad as Mad Jim Jaspers. But that's a story for another time. So Jessica Jones just was restricted. Luke Cage, though? Luke Cage. By God, they nailed him. They nailed that entire that both seasons, and I wanted more. I wanted so much more. Oh my God, the fact he's stoic, the fact that he is really a hero's champion, which is what he was written to be originally back in the 30s and 40s. He was written to be a hero's champion. Luke Cage was the actor nailed it. Just the fact that they nailed the environment that he's supposed to be in. Like, they really captured what that was like. They did a really good job. They perfected it. So there are good live action adaptations of comics. Games are harder.
Easily, yeah.
It's so easy.
Games are a lot harder, apparently.
The Punisher. A lot of people who are huge Punisher fans don't agree with me on this one, but that is probably one of the best iterations of the Punisher we've ever seen. Because we see who the Punisher was before he was the Punisher, before his total breakdown, where he tried to be a good person. Because I don't care what anyone has to say, you have to understand that the Punisher is a villain. Is a villain. He's a bad guy. He is a bad guy. He has his anti-hero moments, but he's more of an anti-villain. He very rarely works with the Avengers, and when he does, he tries to kill Cap because he feels betrayed by it. There's a lot to it. Punisher's a good series for sure, and they chose
Yeah,
a
yeah.
good that acting choice for him was scary. Like, I believe that the actor himself was unhinged when I watched The Punisher. Like, he did a good job convincing me that he was murderous himself because it felt natural. Like, the acting choice was natural. It just felt like it just rolled around. He meshed, and he
John
became
Bernthal.
yep. He became the Punisher. By the end of the series, he truly became the Punisher. Daredevil, I have a couple of critiques on, and it's just because John Bernthal was awesome, loved him. Oh, amazing. Did a good job in The Walking Dead as well. Yes, he did. Rest in peace, Shane.
Yeah.
Actually, Walking Dead's a good example of a bad adaptation from a comic.
Oh God, yeah.
The comic was so much better.
The
So
fact that The
much better.
Walking Dead is still going on is a miracle.
After Rick is gone, like, because they didn't. So, spoiler alert for anyone here, because the comics go a completely different route. The governor's supposed to kill Rick. Negan wasn't Rick's problem, he was Carl's in the comics. And Negan,
And Glenn's.
you up there, big guy? Um, the governor fucking wrecks his shit. And Carl becomes the main character. I I have to say that what The Walking Dead became was just a zombie reality TV show, an apocalyptic
Yep.
reality TV show. Me
Yep.
personally, I love the relationship that Rick and Michonne end up, developing because they're both similarly traumatized people. It makes sense. It's natural. You do have to read the comics. That's why, like, I'm not like I can't say a whole lot. It gets bad. It got bad after the prison. The prison was peak. That was peak. Oh, but after that, like, no. And there's just a lot of issues with the fact that they decided we're gonna go our own route with it. I mean, what's his name? The redneck crossbow dude. Why am I forgetting his name?
Oh,
Daryl. Daryl. Daryl.
right.
Daryl is a great original character, or he was great original character, and then I feel like they sideline him quite a bit, for whatever reason, just to kind of to give anyone who's seen the show give certain someone plot armor because we know Daryl would kill this individual so quickly and so easily. That's my name, one less R. Oh, nice. Wait, did he die in the show? I'm not saying. I'm not telling you. You gotta watch it. I'm only saying things that, like, the difference between the comics and the fact that Rick dying in the comics really isn't even like it's supposed to be a big shock, but like the comics have been out for a very long time at this point. I'm not afraid to spoil that. But it's not even the worst. Fair enough. I'm not watching the show though. I'm not interested in watching it anymore. I'm not either. I just know stuff that happens just because it pops up on my ads all the time. Um, so like ultimately, Walking Dead is just a bad adaptation because they didn't want to
It
go with
really
the
is.
original direction. If they had gone the original direction, The Walking Dead would be far more popular, and it's a good story. Negan, though, I will say from the TV show, I love that I hate him so much. I love to hate him.
Oh yeah.
He's a great.
Yeah.
Again,
He plays that role well.
acting choices are very important, y'all. That's the concern with adaptations from TV shows to movies. They're like, oh, they look similar. They look similar. Looks aren't the biggest thing when it comes to characters in video games. People don't remember how a character looks unless you're Cortana. But that's a certain kind of joke that people who are around for the first three Halo games would understand why I say looks are important when it comes to Cortana.
But yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan plays Negan, and he is a wonderful actor. He can get it done.
um, but the scary, like, another, actually, a really big issue we do see though is the fact that like characters from like get sexualized when they aren't meant to be from video game adaptations. They get way too sexualized. Like, here's my biggest concern, and we all know why. Like, I hate Hollywood. A big concern I have is they're going to take a character like Haley Bennett, right? Whoever she's playing. I don't know who the hell she could be playing. Honestly, I don't know where she fits on this. So I won't even fit. So Commander Knox's actress, Janina, I can't say her name. I'm not even gonna try to butcher it. Um, General Knox. If they try to make a sexy General Knox, I might drive off a cliff. Because anyone who played Borderlands 1 knows that General Knox is by far he's disgusting. Terrible. Terrible. Why? I'm sorry, guys. I'm so stuck on this. Just why Kevin Hart? Why?
Because Kevin Hart is available.
Here's the other thing. The casting choices are so weird because we got Lilith, Roland, Tannis, Claptrap. We have Crom, but we also have Krieg. Like, what? Why? What? Like, if General Knox and Crom are still alive, right? Like, they're still alive. Where the fuck is Krieg? What is fucking Krieg doing here? And Atlas.
And imagine timelines here.
And it's like, you're gonna butcher. Like, I'm already gonna say this is gonna be a very terrible movie. I think it's gonna be like a 3 out of 10. I think it's gonna be a god awful movie.
Yeah.
And that's makes me really sad to say because I really like Borderlands.
Yeah. I mean, I'm speaking of anticipating the worst, there's a Cowboy Bebop live action coming up on Netflix.
Okay.
That just wrapped.
But it's Netflix. It's Netflix. Okay, don't say no, Monk. Don't say no, because Cowboy Bebop doesn't go into the land of the super strange or anything. Has anyone else here watched what's that Netflix TV show? It's like Carbon.
Altered Carbon?
Altered Carbon. That was amazing. Oh, did Daisy just pop something? Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
She thought it was a treat and she went.
My dog just bit a balloon and it popped.
Whoops.
Okay. Death Note live action. We don't have to talk about that one.
Yeah.
And we also don't have to talk about the Attack on Titan.
They're doing a
action.
second Death Note live action, and it's staying with the anime.
Good. I want to see
the anime.
Personally, I have to say, I see they are the protagonist. Like, I know Light is the protagonist, but I like L so much more. L was my favorite character in the entire series. Actually, no, that's a lie. Ryuk was, but L was great. Because so I just have to say, everyone else here, real quick, has everyone here seen Death Note?
I have.
If anyone plans on watching Death Note, leave. Like, leave, mute the stream or something, and I'm gonna put up when I do this, you're gonna be good to go. Can we talk about? I'm not the live action. You don't need to watch the live action. You're good. You're good. This is just anime stuff.
We're talking about the anime itself.
I love how Ryuk turns the tables every time. And you don't you don't expect him to. Every time you just kind of think that, oh, maybe things are changing. But nope. He knows what he's doing the entire time. He's the real antagonist in this series, and he wins. And it's great because it's not one of those anime like Full Metal Alchemist or My Hero Academia or any shonen anime. The good guys do not win. There are no good guys. They all died.
Yep.
They died getting in the way of our protagonists. And that's another thing for like Attack on Titan that people need to get, that we are merely watching a war. He was born when something happened, and humans are so interesting. That's exactly what happened. He was bored, and he said, "I'm gonna fuck with it. I'm gonna touch
Yep,
it." He said, "I don't know what." He's like, "I'm bored. That looks fun. I'm gonna poke it." And
exactly.
he did. Like, he knew what he was doing, giving it to light. He knew exactly what's gonna happen. He's like, "Oh, he's fucked up in the head.
This'll be fun.
This is fun. Here, kid, go with it." Didn't he actually say that? He said, "Here, kid, have fun." He said, "Have fun with it."
He might have, yeah.
Ryuk was a great character. And I really want to see them do that series justice because it's a cult classic in the anime community. Um, I think they also did a live action of Full Metal Alchemist, which I'm not even gonna touch. Along those lines, I think,
Yeah.
yeah. But back to Cowboy Bebop, I think that one's not hard to do right. Cowboy Bebop is not hard to do right because
It's
so
not
many
hard to do right with a large budget.
with a large budget, right. But you know how many people watched Cowboy Bebop on Netflix? They probably got the budget. They probably know what they were working with. Gold. They're working with gold there, and I want to give
You,
this one faith because I have faith in the production. That's all.
I am a massive Cowboy Bebop fan. I got uh, I back in 1998. I was handed a VHS tape with the first 10 episodes fan subbed on it, and from a friend in Japanese class, and he said you need to watch this, and I did, and I was hooked from then on. So I've been just hooked completely, hook, line, and sinker ever since then, and I've got like 6 different versions of the anime uh, in my possession at any given time, including the like giant collector's edition. And all that said, just to say, you need 3 things for an adaptation to work live action. You need the cool factor, you need the right casting, and you need Yoko fucking Kano. I don't know if they have Yoko fucking Kano. We don't know.
We don't know anything about about
No, we
Cowboy
do.
Bebop. We
We
don't.
know the cast.
It was the okay. Hold up.
John Cho is Spike.
Live action cast. I'm just gonna pull it up for myself just so I could
Yeah,
see.
they just wrapped on the first season.
Oh. Ooh.
Thoughts?
There's one. There's
Javier Grillo Marx is the director.
I think. Oh. Okay. I there are two acting performances I think that are almost guaranteed to be good here. John Cho, I have huge amount of faith in,
Obviously, yes,
and Mustafa Shakir.
yes, as Jet.
So good. I actually have faith it's gonna do fine, but it's up to Netflix to write and stay true to these characters, especially Spike, because actors can only do so much. I mean, look at the Justice League movies. Terrible writing, god tier actors, but terrible writing. And it's just one of those things that it's like you will fall victim to that fallacy there that a good actor can make bad writing good.
Right.
Like you just can't. Um, I am kind of scared about Alex Hassel being vicious.
I think he can pull it off.
I just
My
vicious was
biggest
such a. It's just so specific. The character is again
yeah.
an icon. Cowboy Bebop is iconic. It sets so many
Oh, it
tropes
is.
for
It
villains
is
and heroes
absolutely.
alike.
My biggest concern is the music, because if you do not have the music, you do not have Bebop.
Mm-mm. Well, it was the same thing with Trigun. Like, as much as it was the first anime I ever watched was Trigun. The music did
Right.
it for me. Old anime, like, because anyone who tells me that Evangelion was a good series, I'd be like, that's a nostalgia. That's just nostalgia. It's bad. It's bad. It's a gore fest, and it's bad. Do not tell me it's good. The writing's terrible. The story, the premise is just god awful, like horrifying. Like, why would? Huh. But
They all just needed therapy.
they just they really just needed therapy. Like a therapist could have come along board, and the whole series would never have happened, or at least the bad
Yep.
shit that happened in the series would never have
Yeah.
happened. They had to be mentally stable, like, and like actually, can we discuss that a whole part of them being being like when they're in control of their mechs, they had to be in a stable mindset, and every time one of them just goes berserk, and the
Mhm.
angel takes over. Which I know that's very broad term, but that's how many times it happens in this series. Um, Gundam was a great series,
Which one?
the original. And that's the
Okay.
only one I think is good. Like that's actually like that stands to the test of time,
I
and that might
I
be
did a
nostalgia.
rewatch.
That might be nostalgia talking though.
I did a rewatch of Gundam Wing about 2 years ago because I watched it back in like 1998 when it was on Adult Swim, not Adult Swim, Toonami, and
Toonami.
I did a rewatch because it was on Hulu and I had a free like uh, trial of Hulu, and I'm like, I'm gonna rewatch Gundam Wing because I was obsessed with this show back then, and it almost stood up.
And that's a big thing for old anime, because you go and you watch anything that was Studio Ghibli, right? It
Hmm.
stands up to the test of time
Yeah,
because there are two things I believe that cause something to stand the test of time: voice acting, yeah, who the acting itself, getting those emotions through properly, and two, basically the values that uphold, like, do those values uphold? I believe. That's why I believe Full Metal Alchemist is still to this day one of the best animes that come up, because the premise of philosophy based interaction was beautiful. It was amazing. You're going through Demon Slayer right now. Don't say a damn thing. I'm currently watching through it. um and that's I mean that's a big thing. That's why Samurai Champloo stands still. Why Afro Samurai, which as much as there's lots of terrible tropes in there, I still consider it a good anime. It was awesome. It was awesome. Um, and that's why there was another really old one that was a stand that Trigun stands up in my opinion, just
yeah,
because
Trigun. Yeah,
Vash the Stampede is just one of the best characters of his time. Um, and of course, or Cowboy Bebop, like,
yeah.
but you have to understand.
Outlaw Star, maybe. Mm.
I have to give it a rewatch. I would have to go through it again, honestly,
Yeah,
because that's just one of those that you just be like, because there are some anime that I don't remember the name, but I remember going through my friend's collection, and he said, hey, if you want to, you can watch these. Just know that they're kind of bad for many different reasons.
yeah,
Something
yeah.
I don't like in old adult like anime that was more geared towards adults, people in their late 20s and 30s.
Right.
How much a special SA happened in those movies. And it was very
Mm.
normalized. And this
Yeah,
is and this
yeah.
and I swear to God, if some fucking weeb comes on here right now, I'm talking about this and says, "Oh, it's an Eastern culture thing." Like, shut the fuck up. It's illegal over there too. I'm making that premise now. Like, while I
Yep.
get into this topic, I don't want to hear that shit. Western values are over there now.
Mm.
Ugh. It's not a cultural thing, you fuck ass. But anyways, just in case someone comes in, I'm not saying anyone that's currently here believes that. I'm just saying that I don't care because we're talking about this here. Um, Ultimately, you see a lot of these older animes holding that older cultural or societal norms, and that does hurt if something stands the test of time. Um,
Yeah.
People like this one's gonna hurt a lot of people. I love Bleach, I really do, but even though it was one of the original big three, it doesn't stand up the test of time like that.
I don't know. It's a pretty good Nirvana album.
I love Nirvana too, but and honestly, if anyone hasn't watched Bleach, I would say go through and watch it because they've got the Blood War arc coming. They're animating the Blood War arc, and that is something you're going to want to see. But it's one of those things that doesn't stand up the test of time just due to like there was like animation techniques and other things like that restricted it. One Piece, on the other hand, is not good, has never been good. I don't care what anyone else says. You can't just say, "Oh, I planned this all along. I'm a genius," when you literally are just slapping random shit together. The fans are what's keeping One Piece alive, and I believe they're the problem when it comes to that. Is that One Piece fans say that they're I haven't finished anime. I read the manga a long ass time ago. Dude, just watch it. The way there's some scenes that they just hit so different. Oi, 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 One Piece is okay, and that's it. It's just okay. It's bad. An inconsistent power system, fights that make literally no sense, and events that make no sense. Like one of and I'm not saying it's bad because of its writing or whatever, even though its writing is excessively lazy. Um, One Piece is bad because the fans. Same thing with JoJo. I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I love the memes. There are some really can't like great. Oh, it's so inconsistent. It's hilarious sometimes. It hurts. It hurts me. If you're gonna have a long running anime like that, you gotta have some degree of consistency somewhere, some way. Power systems, especially in battle anime, are very important. You don't see so like it's
I think it's more the whose line is it anyway of battle anime where the points are made up and nothing matters.
yeah. I mean, it really doesn't matter because the protagonists are just gonna win anyways.
There's plot armor like nobody's business. Yeah.
So like, I think someone that benefits, I think a group that benefits but also gets hurt by its fan base is My Hero Academia.
Oh God.
Yeah, like we could talk about the creeps that are littered across My Hero Academia. Um, we could talk about them, but we're not going to. We just know that there's a
No,
lot of
we are
them
not.
there. But like so, okay, but I'm a huge My Hero Academia fan, and I believe where it helps is the fact that fans, because it's underrated. It's underrated. People don't actually understand that it's good. The stand that's not the standard fan base. That's not the standard fan base at all, dude. They're just the ones that get attention. It's like it's like oh man, what's a good comparison? Man, there's a lot out there. I'm just trying to find one that's good.
Star Wars.
Star Wars fans, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars fans, it's the ones who get the attention are the really creepy, gross, and toxic ones, not your standard fans. The standard fans like me just go, it's a really good anime, the characters are compelling, the backstories are amazing, it's fantastic, give it a watch. But Angie has a question from Canuck. When did you first get exposed to anime, and what made you get hooked in the first place?
Back in probably 1997, I want to say. Back when they started playing anime on Toonami, which was the after school block on Cartoon Network.
It was late
Uh,
night block.
no, it was the after school block. Um, this is back before your time, I guess. but it was the 3 p.m. Or the 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. block on Cartoon Network.
Wow, they really
Um,
pushed it back.
they did, and they started playing DBZ, and that's what got me into anime. And I was a mainstay on the alt.fan.dragon ball news group. Um, if you want to go like way the hell back in time, in internet years, um, and I made a whole bunch of friends that I'm still actually friends with today through Alt Fan Dragon Ball AFD. Um, and yeah, actually took Japanese in college in 1999 because of Dragon Ball Z, which was a horrible mistake. Because Japanese is a ridiculously hard language to learn from
It's very
English.
hard.
It's
Yeah.
it's ridiculously hard language to learn from English. But I did okay. And I made several friends through that, and I actually, like I mentioned earlier, I got uh, the first 10 episodes of Cowboy Bebop on a VHS tape that I still have up in my closet today. Um, that are fan subbed, and that started my love affair with Cowboy Bebop, and now I have a whole bunch of swag from that. And yeah, I mean, I don't watch too much anime today, but I do watch Bebop at least 2-3 times a year, and I do try to keep up with at least one or two shows a year. Uh, but yeah, it's I don't watch nearly as much as I used to, but I do what I can, you know. But good question, Canuck.
I mean, so since we're like on that topic, what ultimately got me into
Yeah,
anime was boredom.
that
I
that's
was
that's valid.
I was having a hard time finding things that interested me. I know some guys who was making cowboy boat clothing designs for Animal Crossing new. Oh yeah, I saw that on a subreddit. I don't really
Yeah,
use Reddit, but I saw it on one on Facebook. It was
I've
really
done that.
cool.
I did that for Animal Crossing New Leaf, which was the previous game, the one for 3DS. I made some Bebop stuff.
So, and before we move on to the next topic,
Right.
I want to say for those who are watching this, understand that the anime's fan base that gets attention is never the proper representation. Ever. Because there's a bunch of just normal people who just watch anime and enjoy it. Like, honestly, I don't own any anime paraphernalia. I don't think I do. Um, and if I do, it's probably something from Full Metal Alchemist. That's about it. Like most people are like that. Not like the My Hero Academia fan base. They're constantly shipping characters with other characters. They're making some very inappropriate art and comments about these characters. That is not the majority of the fan base, and we are disgusted by that. Like it bothers me a lot. Like the writer, I don't like the writer personally because apparently Mineta is his insert character. It's weird. Um, we are going to, but if Angie, if you don't mind, I'd like to swap over to my topic here in just a moment. I'm gonna get some
Feel
more
free.
water. I'm gonna get some more. It's not water. It's Mia water. But I'll be right back.
Right. So while Preston is grabbing some water, I will do a quick station break. Prestine, can be watched here on twitch.tv/prestine_p. He streams, I believe, every day, but will not be streaming for the next week until I believe Saturday, because he got a new job. And I, Way Too Late TV, aka Sam, aka Angie, will can be found at waytoolatetv.com, for everywhere that you can find me on the internet. Prestine can actually be found at, and I will put this into the chat,
New job hype. Oh yeah, I know. I got my new job, so I won't be here soon. I have 3D printed Midna statue in the style of a Smash Bros. Trophy. Dude, that's sick. The amiibos. Okay, so what my topic's going to be, and I'm actually going to move us over to my main screen because we're going to be talking about consistency in FPS and inconsistency in FPS when it comes to shooting mechanics.
Ah, okay.
And we're going to actually start with, so let me move this back over here. We're going to go to my standard scene. We're going to add a window capture, which is going to be Discord. And we're going to shrink this all the way down to about that. We're going to make that a little bit bigger though.
Are we going to the firing range?
We are going to the firing range in Aim Labs.
Okay.
Which is just an aim trainer. It's
Okay.
at least my aim trainer. We all know I'm not the decent. I dropped her when I got her first and broke her head off, which was very upset, but I glued the head back on with plastic sealant. Nice.
3D printed Midna statue in the style of a Smash Brothers trophy, that is.
So, aim trainers, this one specifically, you have different playlists, you have different profiles. I currently have mine is Apex Legends because that's my primary training. Let me go to settings real quick. As I could change it out to like Rainbow Six Siege. I could change it to a bunch of different stuff. So we'll just go to simple tasks real quick. So grid shot. I don't think that's the exact one that I want though. Ultimate grid shot. Yep. So this is it right here. And I'll just do a simple run through. Is AimLab only on Steam? This looks cool, but I could use it for Apex. No, it's Steam only. So like simple like revolver or something. Actually, no, I lied. Shadow. Okay, so yeah, this is essentially what it is. So when you practice your aim in a game mode like this, this is mainly for flicking, which is just can you get your position where it needs to be, like clicking heads. So something like this is perfect for like Valorant, especially when you use like single shot in your pistol rounds or something like that. Really great because me personally, as you can see, I could start off really well. We're gonna move to a different firing range right after this. But it's super simple. Oh, my aim is not good though today. Oh my god, I'm trash. So stuff like that. Everyone was trying on this before she swapped to Valorant. Yeah, so like it's really good for aim training for games where you will be constantly just like flicking your mouse everywhere, just kind of like I'm gonna tap you in the head. Most people, unless you're spending 5 hours on an aim trainer every day, it's a little bit different. So
right.
The big thing here though is I will switch because I've got two examples. The difference between like Apex and Valorant specifically are kind of the two big ones. Because a game like Apex, aim is important, but it's not nearly as important as your positioning and your movement.
Okay.
Because most of the time, the recoil on almost all of these guns, the recoil pattern is not hard to learn at all. There are some guns that take a little bit more skill to use, like the Wingman or Flatline or G7. But most of the time, your aim is going to be not as important as your movement. and I
Okay.
can.
I need you to. I'm going to have you do this real quick. I need you to quit out of Apex,
Okay.
and this is a tip for everyone that plays on PC. Go to Steam. Go to command line arguments. On Apex, you right-click it, go to properties, and then launch options on the right-hand side. Type in -dev and X out of it, and then load it back up again.
Wait, general launch. So you slash what?
You right-click on Apex Legends on your
Yeah, what's the command option?
under general on the left-hand side. There's launch options on the right-hand side. There's a text box. Type in -dev -dev, all one word. Well, I mean, hyphen being the hyphen.
Hyphen. I can't remember what a hyphen is. I feel dumb.
There, I just put it in chat.
Dev.
So -dev,
Yep.
and then X out of it, and then load it up again. And that will bypass the respawn in EA screen with the explosion.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
That's gonna help a bunch.
So sorry to interrupt, but you know,
Oh, you're good.
I wanted to. Yep.
Fancy. Okay.
Because I know that's irrationally loud.
So just for the sake of showing off. Oh wait, nope. Shortcuts, take them when you can. Yep. And I'm only taking up the last half hour of the podcast just because that topic we got into at the beginning was really good and mine was super short. What is this?
What are you waiting for? Let's do
What?
this.
No, I didn't get... Okay, I'm just gonna leave this match. Because I fit firing range, you dink.
We're in this together. Remember
Our
that.
path is made
I lied.
today.
I'm going
After
Roland.
what I've seen,
I'm
nothing down
leaving.
there scares me.
Looking quite confident, aren't we? Well,
Oh no, I crashed. Oh, so terrible. Oh no. Okay. So you got champions. Okay, so we'll just show off some aim real quick on like some of the guns I use. Anyone who like hangs out in my
Activating jump
streams knows what I like to use. Ooh, I don't like those, but I'm a huge fan of the Hemlock. Flatline's really good too. So if you're ever gonna practice your aim, by the way, do not grab anything. Don't grab a barrel stabilizer. Don't grab a stock. Aiming is not that hard in this game. Like, worst comes to worst, like I'll throw on a 2 times, right? Insane. Insane. Actually, I'm actually gonna bring Angie in for this one. Because that right there, cake, easy, great. Aim, super easy. You know, a lot of these guns, if you know how to aim, you'll do just fine. So let me actually return to the lobby real quick. Send Angie an invite.
There we go. God, I love my skin.
So creepy. You really do love
Right?
your angelic.
I have a thing for the creepy biblical angels.
Oh yeah, it's gross. It's really gross. So I'm not gonna shoot you yet, but I'm gonna turn on friendly fire. And all I'm gonna ask you to do is pick up armor, gear, all you want, but you just run from me. Use your utility or whatnot to prevent me from killing you. So I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna grab that, grab that, grab that, grab a secondary real quick. My trusty secondary. Oh no! You guys saw nothing. Same thing.
I'm taking fire.
Aye. Unless you have good tracking, aiming is a lot harder. My tracking is okay.
Scanning the area.
Okay, so I'll go from a distance, and I'll just have Ingi run away. Like, run, from me. Okay, that's a good distance. My bullets are going where I'm aiming, right? But having to... is a lot harder. I'll let you get back up. So what I'm now going to have Angie do is I'm going to go heal up completely myself. And I'm just going to run from Angie shots in utility. That's all I'm going to do here.
Taking a moment to heal.
Alright, let me figure out what I want here.
Oh, you're good. I'll toggle it back on in a second.
Battling the enemy. I'm taking fire.
Anyways, me being a butt. So, a big thing about in games like this, you play with your cover. Like, honestly, the best advice I could give anyone is play with cover. A lot of us aren't smart. And you see how I'm constantly like dipping and diving and weaving through stuff. It's not because his aim is bad. It's because I'm making it harder to hit him. He has to have better aim than I do movement.
Taking a moment to recharge my shields.
I firmly believe that if your aim is good enough, movement's not much of an issue, and that's when positioning becomes an issue. So like, oh, also nifty trick about his death totem, we both can take it. Enemies can take your death totem, so that's why your placement of it is important. Found ya. Oh yeah, better yet, I can just... Oh, I can't... Oh, dude, I can't shoot it while I'm under it. That's interesting. Interesting. Okay, I like that, actually. I really like that.
Taking a moment to heal.
Oh, another really important thing is
Down the hostile on Scotty. Your time is not over yet.
so in a real in actual 1v1s in this game, I'll show Engie where you do them. And at this point, just grab like Get all the gear to the best spot it can be.
Using a med kit.
I'll probably just use that. So, you know, stabilizers, mags, you know, the whole nine.
One moment. I must use the Phoenix kit.
Better movement and better aim. Aim, again, it's not that it's unimportant. Angie, up here when you're ready.
What's that? Okay.
Better aim and better movement, but again, my personal opinion, and pros probably disagree, that's fine. But I firmly believe that better movement is far more important than your positioning and your movement are more important than aim. Because a lot of people in this game have really good aim. You know, really good aim. So glad that they're not adding Titans to this game.
Yeah.
And I'm using guns that are pretty easy to use. So honestly, I'll be less of a gamer. I'll grab a harder gun to use, like the G7. There was rumors about them adding Titans. That's about it. I'll grab my trusty 3 times. And instead of a scout, I'll run a ding. And I'll grab a quick draw instead of... It would be Titanfall 3 at that point.
Yep.
But, then I'll show you the game where I don't have good aim at. But where your aim is transferable. Okay, so
Let's go this way.
you hang out right here.
Okay.
I hang out at this end. This is where 1v1s happen. And I will just turn it on and we start up. Oh, let's go.
Calling upon nature's strength. Battling the enemy. I downed a hostile.
Here, just let me revive you. It's faster.
I know. I will assist you.
See,
I just messed up.
full throttled into that one. You're like, let's go. See, the thing is there, so since I played, I had better cover than, you know, I just peek out right here. You know, I peek out right here, put my gun away, and I can, stop ADS, and I can just go right behind cover.
Yep.
So, you try that. You peek, I'll go on this end, you peek me from there, once it's off, and we'll see how
Okay.
that goes. Alright.
Okay.
I'm taking fire.
You see, that peek makes it a lot harder for me to find a shot. And see
Using
this,
a Phoenix kit.
yeah, I'll just let the Phoenix kit be used, because it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Me having a harder time and having to be better with my shots, that's what that force is there. That's why with movement, the combination of movement and other such things requires...
I downed a hostile.
Not what I meant to do.
Your time is not over yet.
Nope.
Having superior movement will make a lot of trades better. So when we're close range, notice how I'm just like dipping like this and hip firing makes it a lot harder for him to hit me. Here, let me turn it back on, and I'll just dip while he's not doing the same. Here, shoot me.
I am taking fire. Contact with target.
And there's the mind game lost.
Downed a hostile and Scotty. Lay low. I will
So
assist you.
that's and now Angie gets to laugh at me because we're gonna move to Valorant real quick. You see, my aim is not bad
I
at all.
don't actually have Valorant installed, so.
That's okay, because I'm just going to the firing range there. You guys get to see like
Okay.
how my reaction time, my flicks, and all that in that game are a whole lot worse. All those no regs, dude. What the hell? See, it was pretty good over here. It was pretty nifty.
Yep.
And that comes with just a lot of experience in FPS. But when it comes to Valorant, it's a whole other beast for me. Same thing with Rainbow Six Siege. For those who have played with me and have watched me play, you guys know there's a huge difference in my aim when it comes to that game.
Just a smidge, yeah.
Just a smidge. Oh, there's a gig update. Oh, we could wait. We can move to a different screen for now. We'll go back to the pretty one. Angie's background. Algorithm on TikTok doesn't like my videos.
Oh no.
But you were saying sorry.
I was about to say we should probably do a quick station break. You're watching Pristine P on twitch.tv/pristine_P. And I am Sam, aka Angie, aka Way Too Late TV. You can find me on waytoolatetv.com. And that's who we are, and that's who we be.
Yep. Okay, so the Valorant thing is going to take a while. But basically, let me just tell you guys, the aim in Valorant is so much more precise. There is much less room for error, and that's where some of your FPS skills can transfer, but they're probably not going to. Your skills from Valorant can transfer into a game like Apex, for sure. But your skills from Apex cannot transfer to Valorant because you're used to being more stationary, less mobile. Valorant is a little bit different in that sense because there is, Raze, Jet, and others who have like teleports and high mobility skills. But, going into that is a lot different. Something like your skills from Apex are transferable to Overwatch.
Yes.
And Overwatch is transferable to Apex, whereas Apex is extremely transferable to Warzone. Apex players who go and play Warzone do a lot better than people who just start out in Warzone and move to Apex. Like, say if you're really good at Apex, once you've got the recall mechanics of Warzone down, you're going to do just fine. As long as you learn that mobility. As long as you learn what that mobility is. Because mobility changes in different games. What's one that's not transferable? You cannot transfer your aiming skills from Apex into Rainbow Six Siege, though. Recoil mechanics are so much different. The mobility is so much different. And the types of
Shooting
utility and the amount shooting through walls and stuff like that, way different. But Call of Duty into R6 or R6 into Call of Duty, that's transferable. FPS, a lot of people say that FPS are a lot of the same game. They're really not. Your reaction time, your flicks and stuff like that are. Valorant is not worth getting. Don't get it. I mean, it's fun. It's a lot of fun, but it's really toxic, and there's a lot of hate speech that gets thrown around in there.
Yeah.
Same thing with League. I tell people not to get into League. I still play League. I still play Valorant, but I don't recommend people get into the games.
By the way, that minus DEV trick also works in Origin.
Nice. Yeah, League is rough. League is a really rough game in itself.
It really is.
Ugh. And like, it's really toxic. So since Valorant's back up, I'll just show you guys real quick. Once it loads up. Right, of course, it's toxic. For whatever reason, games like companies like Blizzard and League and Riot just kind of just bring those toxic assholes in because they're competitive games.
Yeah, they really do.
And people who think that they're gods really love those kinds of games because it helps stroke their fucking ego. Not a lot of people nowadays know how to humble themselves. And it is frustrating. Okay. So, practice, shooting test. I'm gonna grab my ice cream after this. I'm
Ooh,
just kind of craving my... It's non-dairy ice cream, but it's still good.
Ooh, what flavor?
I can't remember. It's something peanut butter something. My main
Nice.
spooky boy. And so this is what we're gonna start with. Okay, so we'll go with like practice. F3 we'll start with there's no armor on the bots. Okay. And we'll just go to practice. See, my aim here, as spotty as it is, it's really decent. It's not good by any... See?
Yeah.
Not that great.
Yeah.
That's why aiming skills like this are really hard to transfer, because you got guns like this, which with the Phantom, what you guys will see me do a lot is and then one with like one of the worst recoils out of the one of the better guns is because the recoil pattern goes like here. Let me actually take my mouse off. So what you want to do is you want to pull your mouse down and to the left a little bit, right? Or to the right a little bit. My aim is still a little spotty, but
that's wonky.
But, you know, in this game you've got utility where I could just blind and now you're dead. Swinging corners. There's a lot of other mechanics in this game that are hard. I'm not going to showcase today because I don't want to get into a game where I'm trying to show people what's what. We don't have enough people for custom, so.
Right.
Ultimately, that's really what I've got for you guys. It was really short, simple, and sweet, but it's interesting to see and say that like they're not transferable. They're really hard to transfer from certain games to other types of games because mechanically speaking, different games have different priorities. Apex has a lot of priority in movement, whereas games like Valorant, it's not. It's positioning and straight up aim. Just straight up positioning and aim. That's what's going to win. Using your utility correctly. In Apex, you could fuck up your utility. You can fuck up your aim. You can even fuck up your movement. And you can still win a fight because you have a chance to reposition. Valorant, CSGO, they're not so forgiving. Rainbow Six Siege, not so forgiving. Because of that extremely high TTK. Alright, Pristine, Angie, and chat. Have an amazing stream.
Or low TTK.
Low TTK, yeah. Oh, no, it's a high TTK. High time to kill. Or, yeah, no, low TTK. Never mind. You're right. You're right. Good night, Kiwi. We're actually going to wrap up right now.
Good night, Kiwi. Yeah.
So, this one will be live.
I'll put mine in the chat.
Okay. I'm just going to hit my support for those who enjoyed it here. Make sure to go give me a follow on my other platforms if you would like. You don't have to. It's not required. I appreciate everybody who came by to hang out with us tonight. I'll upload this after work tomorrow, which should be around 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And honestly, because I kind of want to show someone else a really cool dude some love today, we're gonna go over, at least I'm gonna go raid goes by Link. Really cool streamer, just kind of got those chill vibes, funny, cool guy. playing Apex currently, if that interests you. And I will catch you all next Saturday for the next stream. I'll be online, so feel free to hang out and, reach out, hang out, see if I want to play some games. But I will be working, and my schedule will be kind of weird. There will be weekly updates on it. So I'll catch you guys later. Thank you once again for hanging out and hosting with me, Angie.
Absolutely, and I will hopefully be streaming at least once in the coming week, but I will have videos going up every single, at least 2 videos going up, plus the new Way Too Soothing Sunday, next Sunday at noon 30 Pacific time on youtube.com/way too late TV. So check those out.
Also, real quick, I lied. Link is playing Chivalry 2. So that's interesting. I don't know what that
okay.
is. But I'll see you guys over there, and I'll catch you all later. Peace out.
Bye, everyone.